Good evening. My name is Varian Beverly, right here in Virginia. Today I'm going to be discussing with you guys a theory that I have on self-defense techniques that can basically help you in everyday life. So sit with me just for a moment and let's see what we can find out. And maybe this will be a little bit more informative to you for something that you didn't know already. All right. So self-defense is a threatening situation. It's become a very important topic today. Over the past 2 years, criminal statistics have shown that rape, murder, and domestic violence have nearly doubled. With criminal actions on the rise, it's now imperative to learn different forms of self-defense for personal preservation. Criminal activity can stem from inside the home, to your job, to basically everyday society. With the uncertainty of personal safety just around the corner, learning different ways to defend yourself or taking a martial art is the most efficient way to secure your own personal safety. Did you know self-defense training is a set of humanistic skills that basically can be enabled to any person successfully to defend themselves, forms, unwanted advances from attacks, or basically any type of advances that another human being would do. Other specific ways to aid in keeping safe is by taking martial arts. As you can see, I'm dressed in the gi. Martial arts covers a broad range of activities that involves fighting techniques, physical exercises, and methods of mental discipline, among other skills. Martial arts had originated in ancient cultures of Asia and are used today pretty much everywhere around the world. Self-defense exercise basically help with health, exercise, spiritual growth, in the law enforcement realm, and even in athletic competition. Martial arts involves intellectual concepts as well as physical techniques and have been influenced by many of religious and philosophical systems of the East. The Taoist philosophy of martial arts was basically a universal operative with laws of balance and harmony. And people must live within the rhythms of nature to basically understand the aspects of martial arts. Martial arts is a cultivated practice that basically takes all concepts of balance and adaptation to the natural flow of events. People such as the Buddhists actually practice martial arts and believe they have introduced breathing methods, meditation, and technical practices of mental and spiritual awareness to the early founders of martial arts. Karate is one of those types of martial arts that actually encompass all these things. Japanese martial arts contains physical aspects of developing involving defensive and counter-offensive movements. Karate, as you can see, is actually something I actually teach myself as a martial arts instructor. Karate is a Japanese martial art whose physical aspects seek the development and defensive counterattacking body movements. Karate is one of the most widely practiced martial arts actually in the world. And it also relies on coordination, balance, mental focus, and timing. Karate teaches how to divert a person's attack against themselves in an effort to thwart an attacker's advance towards them. Law enforcement agencies actually use several martial arts like karate and have also begun utilizing new ways of self-defense during their times of duty. Law enforcement officers stepped up their efforts in training officers in the field to prepare them for life-threatening situations. They've also begun training in the martial arts such as Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, and Judo. More intricate training for police officers assured more safety for officers and civilians alike. These new practices have been proven to keep a safe patrol and creating less wrongful situations. One form of self-defense that continues to emerge, especially for school-age children, is a common term called Judo. This term basically explains when people utilize speaking skills, or verbal judo, I should say, to combat a potential physical altercation without ever really picking up your hands to do anything. The art of negotiation is the basic ability to understand physical innuendos by the opposite person. Verbal judo also includes the ability to recognize body language and an effort of speaking to the attacker in ways that potentially can diffuse the altercation without ever moving your hands. Situational awareness is also another aspect of things that you can actually do to thwart a situation. It's a preparation or perception of environmental elements with respect to time or space, the comprehension of their meaning, and the projection of their status are somewhat variable as it changes from time to time, or it can be based on predetermined events. As names imply, situational awareness is simply knowing what's going on around you. In ways, it sounds easy in principle, but in reality, it actually requires a lot of practice. So, while it's taught to many soldiers, law enforcement officers, and government trained assassins, it's an important skill for civilians as well. In a dangerous situation, being aware of a threat, even seconds before someone actually does something, proves your situational understanding what situational awareness really is. Also, situational awareness is a skill that can be developed for reasons outside of the personal defense and safety. Situational awareness really just is another word for mindfulness, or a development of a way of knowing what's around you in public, being more cognizant of what's going on around you, and the present situation of daily activities. More intricate ways of this would be police self-defense. That's a little bit more intricate than just situational awareness, although police officers actually use it a lot too. It's a vital component of officer survival training. As a matter of fact, in order to be prepared for today's dangerous and unpredictable world, law enforcement officers need to learn self-defense for both armed and unarmed encounters. It is also vital to the police self-defense training techniques and economical, uncomplicated and effective, while providing least amount of danger, risk, or injury to the officer or the civilian. Simplicity is practically a paramount in the importance of what law enforcement does on a day-to-day basis, who wants to enhance their odds of street survival. A police officer wants to significantly improve his or her odds of staying alive through the law enforcement career. It's imperative that they devote their attention and energy to reality-based self-defense systems that's actually realistic to what's oriented on the street as far as their technique is concerned. And a final way I want to share with you in methods of self-defense is actually public self-defense awareness. In the United States legal system, under self-defense laws, statutes for self-defense and self-defense allow a person charged with injury to another to excuse or justify his actions reasonably through force used in their own defense. Many people don't even know that, or even in the defense of others. Obviously, you can't shoot another person. That's not legal. That would be considered excessive force. But since we're mainly interested in basically the ramifications of unarmed self-defense, we can save that discussion of gun ownership for another time, because it's actually a pretty hot topic right now. But really, when it all comes down to it, the most important limit to the self-defense or self-defense in the level of response must not exceed the threat. This may seem a bit fuzzy, but that's the way most self-defense laws are basically written. In conclusion, although self-defense training increases your options as well as how you prepare for a situation, you basically can avoid, slow down, de-escalate, or even completely miss a situation that could be harmful to you altogether. It's also empowering, helping to prevent violence. Most importantly, strategies that deal with the violence known, acquaintances, and not only people you don't know really. Women, in most instances, know their attackers. Therefore, it's extremely important that a person's training in self-defense can understand how to deal with the violence that came from the person known. No, there aren't guarantees when it comes to self-protection. However, being aware of that advertising hype or claim or whatever it is that someone tries to pull you in to get involved in, well, you just got to understand how to kind of shop in the right and smart ways, just like when you go to the grocery store. So try to allure consumers in the right way for self-defense programs, especially to increase your options of preparedness, as well as being able to commit to the style that you're trying to learn or the self-defense that you're trying to learn. Or if you're a teacher like me, you want to be able to speak the truth to the people and let them know that you really care about them. You want to keep your range wide and your strategy simple. So again, thanks a lot for listening to me today, and I hope this was giving you a little bit of information on what self-defense is and how important that it truly is to your life on a day-to-day basis. Again, thanks a lot. See you soon.